Terrible. Terrible. Perfect. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the podcast. It's Arran and Chris.
What's up?
We've got loads of juicy stuff for you today.
Juicy, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Well, we have put it.
you just ruined that totally.
Ruined
That whole
Ruined the
intro.
intro, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, anyway, so I've got a little...
What? A little what?
what's it called?
There's a dilemma.
That's it. I've got a little dilemma, right? Do
This guy, honestly.
you want to start again?
No. If you want to interest it, we can start
Oh,
again.
no, we're all right. Okay, so a new dilemma, new week, new dilemma, right? Let's do it properly. So this is a long one, but just bear with me with it, right?
Nowhere else to go.
The title, and you go nowhere else, you're stuck here now.
Nowhere else to go.
Title will most definitely keep you interested and wanting to hear more.
Okay. I've got Japanese socks on.
Amazing.
Legit.
That's class. Let's have a look. All right.
They've got a wee Japanese house on the other side. I'll show you, Chris.
Pop it up here real quick. Let me have a...
Wee Japanese house.
Right, okay. All right,
The water in that.
Okay. Gangster.
Just to let everyone know. Right.
Anyway,
Continue.
I found out that my husband has secretly spent all,
Damn!
secretly spent all of our savings. I don't know if I can trust him anymore. Okay.
You don't know. Okay.
That should tell you everything about him.
Right, okay.
My husband and I have been married for almost 2 years. Tonight we had the worst fight we've ever had, and I'm seriously considering spending some time apart.
Okay.
We're both hard-working and financially stable, probably considered upper middle or upper class for our age. We paid for our wedding ourselves, and 4 years ago we bought and renovated our own house. Money has never ever been an issue, and our relationship until recently. One of the reasons we've done so well is because we've always been diligent about saving. When we were aggressively saving for our wedding and home, we put away 30% of every paycheck. After the wedding, we agreed to a more manageable 20% savings rate to build up our emergency fund and plan for the future. I've stuck to that commitment. In fact, when my husband's car died unexpectedly, I covered the full cost of our replacement without needing a car payment. Probably a deposit, she means.
Yeah, okay.
Despite these big expenses, I've still managed to keep up my savings and have a solid emergency fund. Tonight, I found out my husband has saved nothing.
Okay.
We've always had a system. His steady paycheck covers our monthly bills. And since I freelance, my income goes towards bigger expenses like student loan payments and unexpected costs. It worked well, or so I thought. When I asked him why he hasn't saved anything, his excuse was that he's always paying off credit card, which, for the record, only he uses. I went through our budget, and based on his income, he should have at least £3,000 left every month after covering expenses. What the fuck does he do? So I asked, where is that money going? He had no answer. So I checked his statements, and what I found was infuriating.
This could be funny. Let's see where this goes.
Nothing that suggests cheating, gambling, or anything extreme, but reckless, obscene spending. We've had serious conversations about his spending before, and almost a year ago I made it very clear that he needed to stick to our financial plan. Not only did he break that promise, but he also somehow spent more than he earns, dipping into our savings.
Classic. Right, go on.
I'm ambitious and goal-driven. I dream big, and we've always talked about our future when we see ourselves in 5 or 10 years. He's been especially eager to start trying for a baby, and while I've been on the fence, I recently came around to the idea. Until tonight, when I realised we have almost no savings. Now, the timeline for having a child, delayed. The plan to move out of town we both hate, out the window. I feel completely blindsided and betrayed. He's made multiple promises he hasn't kept, and when I've confronted him, his solution was to put half of his yearly bonus into savings, even though we already agreed that bonus would go toward paying off his massive student loans. At this point, I just feel disappointed. I feel disrespected. I don't understand why he went behind my back like this, or why he thought I wouldn't notice. I've lost so much trust in him, and I don't know how to move on forward from here. Would time apart help? Can trust be rebuilt after something like this? Am I a complete loss? Am I at a complete loss? You tell me.
I'll let you go first.
I don't want to go first.
Nah, you do. You go first.
Jesus Christ. I just want to move countries now, if I'm honest. Like, I'm done. Like, podcasts are finished at this point.
We're on this person's thing.
Nah, like, for real though. I think I would be raging as well.
Okay.
I would be annoyed as well. If you together come up with a plan and you both agree to stick to it for the benefit of your relationship going forward and, you know, doing all these things that you've planned to do together and stuff like that. If one person doesn't stick to that plan, which you both agreed to, and there's an end goal here and you both need to obviously put in the effort to make it happen, I feel like there's a certain level of like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, why are you taking us back, if that makes sense, right? Especially not communicating, not telling her and all that shit. If she had to go out and find all this shit out, he didn't tell her, she found out. So it's like, well, where's the honesty in that as well, right? So I see that a little bit. I do see the level of trust depleting a little bit. I can see that because if you've not been honest about it and then you've went and done that, how can you trust that the person is not going to keep on doing this? Which is absolutely fair. I do think that I don't think time apart ever works. See, when people
I don't either.
See, when people go on breaks, they have breaks from
Nonsense.
You don't have breaks. You don't do that. Like you're
nonsense.
either together or you're not. You either figure shit out together or you just leave it.
Breaks just because they don't want to leave each other, but they can't be together.
It's pointless because it solves nothing.
Yeah.
Right? It solves nothing.
Agreed.
It prolongs an atmosphere which is shite. It prolongs awkwardness, and that whole mood and the whole vibe kind of lingers for the duration of that break.
Yep, agreed.
And it doesn't solve it because you're going to go for a break for, like, let's say a week or 2 weeks or whatever without seeing each other.
Yep.
You're going to then come back and be like, right, let's talk about this.
Actually, you've just postponed.
What's the point in leaving all that? Just sit down and talk about it on the spot, right?
Agreed.
So that's one thing. I don't think it's necessarily a reason to leave someone. I would say maybe find some sort of a financial advisor and try and educate him or train him into being better with money or saving money or whatever. There shouldn't be, I don't know, I feel like you can learn to be better with money that way.
Absolutely.
You can come out of that habit of spending, because everyone's had that habit. I've had that habit. I was fucking going out buying everything. Like I had money coming in my ears when I didn't. And everybody can learn how to manage that, right? So I feel like, he's spent a considerable amount of money, which he's now going to have to work to get back. But by the sounds of things, it seems like he's making a decent bit of money as well. So
absolutely.
I don't think if he could maintain and learn to control his spending, he would save a considerable amount of money and probably put that money back into where it was supposed to go. So I think what you should do is talk to him and see if he would agree to some sort of like I don't know if there's a thing like financial therapy. I don't know if that exists, but if you know where I'm going, like a financial advisor maybe, or someone that would possibly help with spending and stuff like that. Maybe get a savings account that you can't touch for like a year or whatever.
Multiple ISAs and things.
Options. There's loads of options for stuff that prevents you from accessing it or limits the access for however long. So I'm going to turn that off for you because that's going to be doing your head in.
Do my head in again.
The problem is, there's a remote. We did that last time.
Yeah, it's pissing me off. Go on.
But yeah, I think it's fixable. I think it's fine. Money's not everything. Money, obviously, you've got a plan and stuff like that. So yeah, that's cool. It would be nice to realise that plan. But a couple of years late, you'll still get there. Money is not all. You've still got each other, and you seem like you're married. So you must be you must have wanted to marry each other, so must be a lot of love there. Must be, you must be good together and stuff like that. So if it's just finance, that's kind of causing a problem here. Many ways of fixing it, many ways of solving it. So I think that's what you should do. I don't think a break is even. I think it's pointless. I don't think you should do that at all. I think you should just come at the problem head on, solve it, find a way of dealing with it, find a way to train him into it, or teach him or educate him on how to help with his problems, and come out better on top. And if it costs a year of delay, it's gonna save you a lifetime of hassle later down the line. So you're actually investing time into having better financial stability later on in life. So that's my outlook on it.
Okay, I have a controversially different opinion.
I knew you would. Hit me with it. Fucking leave him.
Nah. Actually, personally, I think reading slightly further into it, I understand she says we had a plan, but for me, she had a plan.
Okay.
That he says, yeah, okay.
You think it's her idea?
Absolutely, she's driving it based off what I'm listening to.
Okay.
I think
that's why I was saying if they both agreed to it.
Absolutely, yeah, and he will have agreed to it. He'll say, yeah, okay. His life.
Yeah.
But it's his money.
Yeah.
So yes, he has agreed to it, whatever, yep, that's fine. But from what I'm gathering here is a couple of things. We don't share, we don't have a joint bank account here. It's clearly all separate, bar savings. Or maybe not even savings.
Well, it looks like the savings was one
Pots
pot.
maybe in one pot, right?
Right.
Fine, that's fine. But everything else is separate.
Yeah.
Right? That's fine. She's got a pretty good end of the stick here because he pays all the bills. I understand she pays larger sums of money. But for me, when people have said that before, I will choose paying larger sums of money every fucking day over paying the bills every month.
Yeah.
Because I promise you, in 20 years, the guy that's paying the bills every month will, without a doubt, have paid more money. Flat out. Her bills disintegrate because his student debt is only so large.
Yeah.
So it will disintegrate, right? Things like, oh, we need a new car. That will happen, yeah. Once a fucking whenever.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, fuck, we need to get a new car. A car that I guarantee she uses also. Oh, well. The mortgage and the food bill and that, unfortunately, mortgage does disintegrate, but over a considerably large period of time. Food bill, fuel, all this shit.
Food bill, fuel, that will always go up.
He's on payment. It's only going to go up. It's not going to go down. So he's got the short end of the stick here. He wants to spend his money. She's coming across as betrayed. Personally, I understand why she might be frustrated. But it's his money.
Yeah.
Don't be betrayed because it ain't your money. It's his money. And she could play the whole we're married, it's everyone's joint.
I think
it's not even in a joint account.
I think where it was going is because
he's agreed to the thing.
He agreed to meet. So there's one pot, right, which has a bit of hers and a bit of his, right? Now there's nothing in that pot.
Well, I think it's not nothing. I think it's obviously
his side of it's gone or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So what I think is going on is so that side that comes from his money.
Yeah.
So she's going on at why are you spending this when we're supposed to be doing this is the plan? Why are you not sticking to the plan? So I think the betrayal
life's life
comes from that. I know, but your man is going out spending, buying random shit.
Fine.
Which I'm not saying is bad, by the way.
Fine.
I'm just trying to.
He's going to get 20 years down the line, right? Her and him. I don't know what age they are, right? But let's just say they're 20.
Yeah.
No, it can't be. But let's just say they're 20.
There's actually age in this.
Oh, go on. Just out of curiosity.
She's 27. He's 26.
Okay.
So you were
in 25 years. I totally appreciate that they could be in a position where they have no mortgage, all this type of thing.
Yeah.
But I absolutely promise you that they will. He especially will turn around and go, "Kind of wish I'd done a bit more."
Yeah.
Right. And unfortunately, it doesn't matter how much money you've got because you can't turn time back. So it doesn't. So you've been there anyway, right? Because you're now 55 and you're like, right.
You've done nothing but save.
Well, now I'm here.
All your
Great.
all your life. Yeah.
There is guys in my work that have got spreadsheets, right? And listen, that's up to them. They've got spreadsheets on every financial occurrence that happens in their entire life. They pre-plan for years in advance.
You can't pre-plan for that long.
I've seen them.
No, I know.
They've got average percentages of inflation. They've got average percent.
That far.
Next level to the level of to the penny nearly.
Right.
Average percentage of like the reality of how much they would pay for a car, what the likely charges per year based off the average, how much they would have to spend on maintenance per year off an average, everything.
Right.
Averaged for years.
Right.
And didn't get me wrong, I don't think either the guys, there's a few of them actually, I don't think any of them have a mortgage now. Right. And some of them are below 50. Fantastic. Well done. Absolutely. But when you've only got one pair of shoes and you don't do anything, for me,
it sounds like
it's a sad life, bro.
It's a boring life.
You're going to get up to that point at the end of the days, mate. You're lying in the hospital bed or wherever the hell you are, right? And you're going to be like, wow,
I've done nothing.
Really exciting.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, like, I'm not saying didn't save. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying, like,
have a bit of life.
You have to enjoy yourself as well. Like me and you save, right? But I would also actively say that we do enough to where you feel like you're not just saving.
We do a bit of both, yeah.
We go out for something to eat, go out for play pool, go out and do this and that, go on like the trip down south that we're doing this year, all that sort of stuff. Like, we're still doing things, right?
I feel like we live within our means.
Within our means, absolutely, but not to the point where like
we don't overdo it.
Every month I'm sitting in because I'm like this, right? I don't, like, not through choice, just because I'm like, right, don't want to spend any money. Like, no.
Yeah. But we're also not like, let's go to Dubai once a month.
I'm not like, let's go and book a couple of holidays this month, like, because, oh, fuck, do you know what? That $2,000's heavy. Need to spend it. Fucking, like, that's terrible. That's too far one way, but it's balance, all balance.
Yeah.
He's lived a saving life, obviously, for the last few years. And he's obviously just wanted to blow out a wee bit and just be like, do you know what? Fuck, I'm just spending some money. Like, what the fuck? I'm making up here, by the sounds of it.
By the sounds of it. He's making
considerable wage, right? So, absolutely enjoy yourself, mate. Like, come on, I mean, do what you want to do, bro. Like, understandably, she's going to be frustrated.
Yeah.
But actually, on her part, as advice to her, you need to ease up a little bit. I understand you're driven and all that's great, right? I will never put that down. Ease up a little bit.
I like that.
It's not just him that's the problem here.
Yeah.
It's actually, he's gone too far one way, she's gone too far the other way. You need to
balance it out.
Absolutely. So she should be probably spending a bit more, and he should be spending a wee bit less than what he's been doing at the moment. But the only reason he's spent like that, like a blowout like that, is because he's spending fuck all for such a considerabably large period of time.
Yeah.
And then he's gone, like,
you need to spend.
Remember, like, did you ever have a kid in your school when you all first started drinking? And he was always the one that was like really sensible, never drunk. His mum and dad never let him drink or whatever.
I was that.
Never really let him out.
I was that me.
I had a guy in my school, right?
Right.
The first time he came to a house party, which by this time we'd already been going to them for 2 years maybe. When I say he got fucked, I mean like
serious.
Carrying him.
Right.
Carrying him home, spewed out, he's fucked. Fell through the fucking toilet and that, like terrible. Right? Because he wasn't used to it. You can't control. It's like all these people you see that win like £100 million and have had no money their entire lives. They're literally like, shit.
What do you do now?
It's actually like the money's too heavy for them. Like,
yeah.
Could go on 19 holidays in the next month. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, that's what it's like. And it's like, it's actually just because you've not lived enough balance. So when you're too far one way, when you then have the ability to go the other way, you can't stop. You go like this on the seesaw and you're like, oh shit, and you've just bent it.
Yeah.
That is generally how that works. You have to, so both of them need to go on the seesaw and just balance it out. That's how it has to work.
So I think
she's too far one way.
Yeah, I think we've made some valid points from both perspectives.
It's forcing him one way, and then he's now.
So I like that. I like when you said you need to kind of balance out.
Really important. She'll still get where she wants to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
Both of them will.
From my point of view, I would take the fact that a break is not a solution.
Not the right thing, no. I
at
agree with
all. But yeah, so break's not a right solution. Talk about it, sort it out how you want to sort it out, and balance it, ease up,
Absolutely.
and just fucking enjoy life a little bit.
100%. I understand that it'll be, but if I save 10 years, Ken, like our life's going to be so much better. Yeah, but you'll then be 37, not 27. So like, absolutely save. If he's putting 3k in savings, I'm going to assume she's similar value. Okay, we're just going to assume that.
Yeah.
But let's just say she was 2k.
Yeah.
You got $5,000 a month going in savings. Mm-hmm. You don't need 60 grand a year, mate, in savings. It's not required.
Yeah.
For what, I don't care what you're doing. It's not required. They could put 40 grand a year in, actually, just to even offset that. 40 grand a year in, and they have 20 grand to spend.
Yeah.
They have nearly 2 grand a month. Actually, what they could do is, he could actually go, okay, I'm going to put 2 grand in savings. I'll have 1 grand to spend. Mm-hmm. She could go, I'll put 1 grand in, and I've got a grand to spend. Mm-hmm. And literally just live like that, because then they can actually go out and go, do you know what, I want a pair of fucking whatever's, like Nikes, or whatever. Like, do you want to go and do this? Like, we'll have a nice meal the night. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, no problem. You got 2k. You could spend it whenever you want.
Money savings, bills paid.
Because people don't make 2k.
I know.
So like the bills are paid, go enjoy yourself, but you're also still putting money away.
Yeah.
So like, you're still putting like 3 grand a month away. I mean, it's like, do you know what I mean?
That's a lot.
You're still putting nearly 40 grand away. It's
That's
like 36 grand.
Double of the average salary.
It's 36 grand. It's about 7 grand more than the average UK salary.
Yeah.
In savings. Mm-hmm. That's loads.
That is loads.
That's absolutely ridiculous. And actually, she said something about 20% of their wage is savings. He puts 3 grand away. How much is he making?
Wait, let me.
She says they've edged down to 20% of save is what they put away in their savings.
I came off it now. Fuck. Wait a minute.
20% is what she said.
Right, hold on. So when we were aggressively saving for our wedding at home, we put 30% of every paycheck. After the wedding, we agreed to a more manageable 20%.
Thank goodness.
Saving rate to bills.
And he's at 3 grand.
What the fuck is going on here?
So what you're telling me is, even just off his salary, he would be making 15 grand a month.
Hold on, let me revisit this quickly, right? Hold on.
Right? There is no requirement for him to save like that.
Hold on.
Also, why are they just putting in a savings account? You actually get taxed.
I went through a budget, and based on his income, he should have at least 3 grand left over every month after covering
Every month?
Are they fucking... Is this Bill Gates? What the fuck's happening here?
Like, he always has a decent job, right?
Go and... If whoever sent me this, send another message telling me what you do.
I know.
Like, I'm in the wrong job.
I'll just give you the 15 grand a month. So he makes 200 grand a year odd. Why
are you even saving?
180k a year. Well, obviously it's good to save, but what I would actually be doing is... So say he was to put that money in to his savings, he's actually then going to start to implement... he's going to have an actual tax implication due to the fact that the interest he makes in his savings account will be enough to get taxed on.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing putting in a savings account? Do you know anything about money?
Yeah, you wouldn't put it in a... Yeah.
I don't even have a savings account. I genuinely don't. I got rid of my savings account. I don't have a savings account. I've got other stuff.
Yeah.
Nothing, no savings accounts.
Stuff that are better and make money for
Better
you.
investment.
Much better investments.
Yeah. I have no savings account. I have, genuinely, in all personal, but I'm fine to say this, I have a Monzo account to pay for things. So I have a card.
Yeah.
Right? On my phone. And I have 2 Bank of Scotland accounts, because before I was with Monzo, I was Bank of Scotland, right? So I've got 2 accounts on Bank of Scotland. One that my salary comes into, just because I've not changed it. Right? Mm-hmm. I want to. Second one is another Bank of Scotland account you see on the same app. And that's just because that used to be my spending account. And I still have like 3 direct debits to come out or something. Like, it's like my phone bill and something else, right? Or my gym or something. And it really was actually just more of an inconvenience to then have to phone EE and go, by the way, I'm now on a different bank. Like, so I just left it. So like I get paid into one account, I put say it's 400 quid into that account that the stuff
it's
comes
ready
out of,
for it, yeah.
and then just the other stuff gets differentiated between my spending and my other. Like that's how I. But I'm actually going to change. I'm actually going to take away my initial account that my salary comes into, do it my work, and I'm going to make it the other account that I need for my bills coming out.
Right.
Like the phone and all that. I'm going to have my salary going to there. I'm literally going to have 2 bank accounts. That and my Monzo.
That's what I have. I've got 2 accounts.
That and my Monzo. I don't need anything else. I don't trust Monzo enough to put my entire salary
No,
in.
I wouldn't do either.
No, but Bank of Scotland I trust, so I'm fine with that.
The way I do it is I get my salary into my Bank of Scotland, and then what
Move
I
in the
do is
Monzo.
I give myself like a
X amount.
allowance for whatever, right, for the week or whatever, and I'll put that into my Monzo and use that as spending money,
Absolutely, that's what I do.
and the rest of the money goes into either savings or the bonds.
Yeah, I don't actually have a savings account, and I wouldn't have one now.
I just keep it there for like a backup if anything.
But it's ease of use, I guess.
Yeah.
But that's
It's like
me.
It's like a bills thing as well. Like I'll keep my
Yeah,
rent money
yeah.
there, my bill money, like all that shit in there, and then my Monzo is my spending money, and that's me.
good way of doing it. That's exactly what I do.
Yeah.
Because but in regards to what I'm picking up, listen, the maths might be wrong here, but from what she said, listen, there is no requirement
No.
for them to be concerned about, geez, our savings are going down the toilet. Not a fucking chance.
Yeah.
Not a chance.
No.
Because it sounds like she's on good money as
I
well.
know them. I did not realize that's how much money they were making.
Yeah, I picked up a couple of that and then did a wee bit of maths in the
I
head.
didn't actually read that.
En route.
I read that the first time on podcast. I never read
Yeah, I
that
just
before.
listened to the just thingy it, and I was like, Jesus, fucking big as a salary here. Not like
Snoop Dogg over here.
Aye,
What is
like-
it about savings?
So I don't think it's as big a deal. Just live balanced, enjoy yourself. By the way, if you're making salaries like that, enjoy your life.
Yeah.
Just get on with it and enjoy it.
While you're young.
Absolutely.
Literally.
Because you clearly have the financial stability here.
Christ, if I was making 200k a year, I wouldn't even be here, man. I'd be like on some yacht in fucking
200k.
I'd be on some yacht in like the Bay of Spain or
Could
whatever.
have spent 200k.
I'd honestly be on a boat. I'd be living on a boat.
My life's too simple to spend 200k.
I just want
I
a
don't
boat.
do anything.
I just want a boat.
I'd buy a couple of games off the PlayStation Store.
I would literally live on my address would be Caribbean Sea, and whatever
Saint.
my boat's name is. And
The
that's
Saint.
me. Yeah, Chris Saint, boat's name, Caribbean Sea, no postcode.
It would be cool, like it would be cool.
I'd get my mail delivered by a helicopter.
You would need it, mate. It's all digital.
Aye, but like actual mail, like paper mail.
What actual mails yet?
I actually do get letters.
I don't get any.
Do you know?
Nope.
I get some letters.
Everything's digital. Everything I receive.
I do actually see whenever I buy a service, like whether it's insurance or whatever, I always contact me by email or text.
Absolutely.
But they still sometimes send me letters.
Everything I receive is digital,
Interesting.
other than the letter once a year for my tax.
Yeah, I get that as well.
But they have to send you, I think, as paper.
It has to be. Because
I think
it
by
needs to.
law they have to
Yeah,
send
yeah,
you
they
as paper.
can't do it even. But yeah, no, I would live on a boat if I had that kind of money.
Yeah, I would like to do that.
It'll be cool, mate. Living on a boat.
You could live on a barge.
Barge would be cool.
Barge would be cool. They're cheap.
Yeah.
I watched someone do a barge up. This is completely off subject, but I was watching this thing on Netflix, right? Basically, it was like strange homes. So it was like, or unorthodox homes,
Yeah.
right? So like, there was basically, it was like 6 episodes or something, right? Each episode was someone else's house. So it was talking about the person's house, right?
Right.
So I think the first episode on this, now by the way, this will probably still be on Netflix. I'll find out what it's called. So the first episode was a young girl, worked in London. Obviously, she had at the time a flat, extortionate, fucking extortionate rent in London.
Yeah. No.
Fortunes, right? So she had figured out this plan. So she'd been saving. I think she had, I think it was like 33 grand or something, or 30 grand or something. I'm sure it was about 30k, right? Or 28 grand or something, right? It was about that, don't remember, right? She bought a barge for like 10 grand, right? Because you can buy them that cheap. Bought a barge in the river or whatever in London,
Yeah.
right? Ripped the thing to bits and revamped the entire barge with the rest of the money, like 16 grand or something.
Plenty of money.
You think so? She did have to do bits and pieces, but actually, like if you were doing it, it would be less because you manually you do, like you paint
build
and do.
all that shit,
Yeah. So she had to some of the stuff she had to kind of
hire someone to do it.
not hire, but you know what I mean. Yeah. So you like people else would find it fine, but I think overall she spent like 30k. Had revamped his entire barge.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone had like all these class B storage spaces and all that for all her stuff and that, mate.
Is that 30k including the actual boat?
Yep.
The whole thing?
Yep.
On total? Right,
Everything.
okay.
No council tax, no rent, no anything. All you have to do is move the barge a certain amount of meters every like 60 days. So she just...
2 months, man.
And it's like half a mile.
Right.
So she just went up to the top of the river,
And
like
back
that,
down,
half a mile
back
up,
and forward.
waited, and then 60 days later,
Brought it back.
yep, you don't have to do anything else.
Don't tempt me because that's a solid idea.
I'll be honest, when I watched like they show you all the finance behind it, they show
Right.
you how she did it, show you where she put her storage spaces, show you how she's like her toilet, her shower, everything, or what her room looks like. It's just water, bro. On the outside, it's class, right? And that's it. That's her house.
Interesting.
It was cool as fuck.
But what do you do when you
What?
when you want to put your address somewhere, right?
You don't have to.
Aye, but let's say you're ordering an Amazon package. Then
You just
what?
order it to one of the boxes, PO boxes.
Okay. What about if you've got a bank account? Where's the address?
This will be interesting because everything you're about to say,
Right.
I have literally looked up in the last
Tell
6
me.
weeks. You can now get what's called an e-address in the UK.
Really now?
E-address, because it's not in the UK, it is not now. Again, in Europe, different places, it is completely not this. In the UK, you do not have to have an address.
Right.
Currently, I don't. When we moved, that address gets obviously. You've now got someone else registering in at that home.
Yeah, your last home. Your
Yeah.
last address. Yeah.
So when places like try to contact that home, like, does Mr. Liston live here? No.
No.
They
Right.
take that address off my file,
Right.
but they don't have an address to put on.
Okay.
You don't need one.
Does that not impact your credit rating?
Why would it?
Because if you're not registered on the electoral poll, which you need an address
I'm not registered
for,
on electrical poll anyway.
that affects your credit rating, though.
No, it doesn't put it down. Just if you are on the poll, it will give you
Increase
a small increase. And it's not a big increase.
Okay. I'm just because I know the. I'm just
But here's where you go.
right?
You can be registered on an electoral poll
Right.
with an e-address.
All right.
With an e-address just gives you the ability to do...
What's an e-address?
You can sign up for them on the internet.
Aye, but like so.
If your mail, this is what you're going to ask, hey, where's your mail go?
Yeah.
You register it to one of these places and like in a co-op, there's all the Amazon boxes. So there's the same thing in
Well, so you
certain
collect
shops.
your mail from that.
People do it all the time.
That's clever.
So you can,
yeah, because you registered.
so you can fully
It's
have...
like a pigeonhole, right?
but here's the next thing I was looking at, right?
Right.
This is why I was looking at it.
It costs money.
Nah, you can register anywhere in the UK.
All right.
If you register in England,
Right.
you're all better listeners. If you register us in England, they pay less tax than us.
What do you mean?
England pay less tax on
Income
their
tax.
yeah.
Right.
than we do in Scotland.
So what is that? What's
If my e-address is in England, I pay England tax.
Oh wow.
I don't pay Scottish tax, I pay English.
How much less is it? How much less? What's
I worked out to be about £6,000 a year in hand.
Really?
It's about £500 a month.
Really?
Better off, roughly.
So you would basically be kind of
I'm registered in England, but I
Yours.
can live wherever the fuck I want.
okay. Interesting.
Live in a fucking van or whatever, it doesn't matter.
Interesting. I seen that sometimes someone had bought a van,
People
like
do
a
it, don't they?
massive van, and they've ripped it all out and put
One of the guys that you know, I'm not them on here, that used to come out in the cars, because me and Chris used to do all of the car stuff. If I showed you his name, you'd know, and I'll show you after this.
I can really I
Lives-
really know
lives in
this.
a van.
I know who you're talking about.
Lives in a van, and he has been for years
I
now.
know.
And not a problem. So the only thing is there's a trick around it. You're not allowed to park a van. Like the police can come and say you need to move it. What I found out was if you have an open beer, they don't breathalyze you.
Right.
You've got an open beer.
Right.
They cannot force you to drive.
True.
Because you could still be under the limit on the breathalyzer, but you might not feel confident to drive because you've had a beer.
And it can't breathalyze you because they've not stopped you while driving.
Yep. You're in your house. They can't breathalyze you in your house.
That's right.
And they can't force you under any circumstance to move your van if you have an open beer. He just leaves an open beer on the counter.
That's amazing.
You don't get moved.
That's
ever.
Standard.
How do you think all the
things
do it in the caravans and that? Same thing.
Interesting.
I mean, there's so many little grey areas around this, like around this
Listen,
shit.
I might be moving out.
Mate, the thing is, you could
I'm
actually
buying a
own a
barge.
home and not be registered at it.
Right.
'Cause I looked at this as well. So you could buy a house, but not be registered there. You could you could be registered at any address because some people own 10 properties. It doesn't mean they're registered.
Would that also mean that you can not pay council tax in that case? Because I mean, somebody has to pay it for that house, right?
You would. So, I think
Somebody has to pay for.
if you're not in a property whatsoever for something like 9 months, you stop paying council tax, but you have to prove to them that you're not there.
Okay.
But they would start to figure it out because you're using heating in that if you were living in it.
Yeah.
So like,
What if
I would just pay the
rent
council
it out?
tax. You still have to pay council tax. What?
Isn't that the tenant that pays it?
No.
Well, last place I lived in, I had to pay the council tax.
You got stung. You're done.
But when you private let, you pay council tax.
Sometimes they just go, just put in the rent and give me the rent and I'll deal with all the rest. Just depends how you want to rent it. It's up to you. Like if you rent a property, it's up to you what they pay.
Every place
Because some places you can go and you don't pay electric and gas.
like all the mid-market new build properties, for example.
It's likely that you will pay it. But that's because the guy's like, why would I pay it?
Aye, well that's
You can
it.
pay it.
Why would I deal with it?
But there is some places I've seen that literally all you pay is rent. Everything else is given, all provided.
That's me.
Yeah.
In my case, I literally just pay one thing a month, and everything's included in
That's
that.
what I'm saying to you. So it
All the
doesn't-
bills, electricity.
what you'll
everything.
find though is the people that do that tend to be the ones that haven't got it registered as a property where they're renting. Now they might do, but some don't, and that's why they pay it, because
Yeah,
then you're not like there's no other names on the things and all that. So,
we don't need to worry about any of that shit.
no, you wouldn't. But what I'm saying to you is, if you bought, you don't need to be registered there.
Right.
Still pay, just pay the council tax. Say it was 200 quid a month, whatever, just pay it.
Yeah,
Because you can use your heating and all that, and no one can say a word.
That's
You're
right.
like, what are you talking about? I own this property, I'll do whatever I want.
that's right.
But I primarily live in my address down south,
That's class.
in my van.
That's class.
And you're not probably making big enough money where anyone can
Yeah.
be like,
The barge boat is an idea, though.
I looked at the barge
That is
boat.
an idea. That's a cool idea.
Barge boats are an awesome idea.
Yeah.
They're not large,
Aye, but they're
but
big
they're
enough.
they're a home for,
They're more long than they are anything
they're a
else.
homely place for a person.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
that's cool.
Like,
Imagine you bringing a lassie back home. Let's just go into this boat real quick.
they'll be like, what the
What the
fuck?
I'm on a boat.
I have a pirate flag on mine. Mate, so there's lots of options, but I watched the show, and genuinely it was awesome. It was one of the coolest. Well, actually, one of the coolest. One guy built it on the back of a van.
Right, okay.
So like he took the flatbed off, and it was just a flatbed truck, and he lifted a caravan, and he welded it to the fucking van, and then he built a wooden frame round the caravan and built like this house on this van,
Right.
so he could move the van if he needed to move the van, but it was like a camper van, but not like,
I seen one.
and it unfolds.
Well, that's what I was about to say.
Cool as hell.
I seen one thing, but it's like expensive as fuck. But it was basically a massive RV.
Yeah, and they unfold.
And they like
Yeah,
electrically like open
They're
up.
extortionate. They're like 200, 300 grand.
Aye, literally.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, they're massive.
You get container houses.
They're cool.
So
I looked
they're
at
awesome.
them. Yeah, cool.
Awesome.
Cool ideas.
You just need land though.
Exactly. You can buy land, but still cheaper buying land than buying a whole property.
It is, actually.
And you'll get a lot of land.
So like, say your property is 250 grand, to buy land in wherever, say like Dunfermline, you would probably get like enough land that you could build a couple of houses on for 150.
Yeah.
So like, obviously it requires you to do all the building. But it'll not cost you what it would cost you to buy a house. They inflate the price. So
The big shipping container, they're about $3,000 or something.
I can get them cheap.
Empty.
Weld them together and that.
Right.
Easy. That's what I'm saying. There's so many options, mate. People don't look. Everyone just lives this mainstream lifestyle, but there's actually like 100 million options to actually look at and go, well, what do I actually want to do here?
Yeah.
Like where do I want to live? What do I want to do? Like, you don't. Some people, like we were talking about the other day, will try and move out the country. Like, remember we were saying, there's like young people move to Australia or do this or do that, right? Aye, okay. But there's actually a million ways to live in the UK that people aren't. They're quite unorthodox, but some people don't do them. But you can.
Yeah.
Like, and actually, it's a cool way of life, because imagine you lived in a van. Just give an example. Imagine you live in a van, right? And you go, okay, what? I'm going to drive to Poland.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't matter. It's your house. You're driving your house.
Let me just pack. Oh wait.
I don't need to pack fuck all.
Let me just pack my whole house.
Let me just literally walk 3 steps / 6 steps to the driving seat, and let's start this bitch up and go. Like, mate, you can. Like, there's so many options, mate. I think it's worth
I have an
looking.
idea. Speaking of long driving trips and stuff like that, right? So, I'm planning on in the summer. I'm planning on driving to Gibraltar.
Okay.
So I'm going to drive. I'm going to leave here, Edinburgh. I'm going to drive all the way down to the Channel. I'm going to go on the train thing. I'm going to train it.
With the car?
Yeah.
Can you do the train with the car?
I'm surprised you didn't know that.
I didn't. Normally ferry that everyone
Okay,
does.
so you can do a ferry if you're going. Well, you can do it that way. You can go from. I can't remember the port on this side.
France.
But it goes to Calais in France from. I can't remember where it goes from on this side of the pond. But you can either do the ferry, or there's a tunnel underground.
The Eurotunnel.
Which is a train.
Is it a train?
It's a train. And what you do is you drive your car onto a train wagon.
Ah, sorry, I thought you actually drove the Eurotunnel for some reason.
No. So you drive your car onto a train wagon, where you park your car. They secure it.
I knew about the Eurotunnel.
And then you go into like a normal cab, like to chill or whatever.
Ah, cool.
You then get over to France, you drive it out the train, and you continue. So what I would do, right, is I would drive over to that. Then I would have my wee break in the train while I'm obviously travelling.
Absolutely. Probably nap and that.
Get to France.
I think it's a few hours on the Euro.
I think so. Get to France, because I think it's 70 miles.
I've been to France.
Yeah, I've never been. So I would get to France. I would probably make a pit stop, depending on how tired I am. I'd probably make a pit stop as soon as I get there. Or I would try and get myself to like maybe Paris or something. So the plan is, right?
Paris is fairly up high, so I think
the plan would be to get to Paris, spend a few days in Paris, 3 days in Paris or something like that, 3-4 days in Paris, right? Then I would travel down. I'd like to go over. There's a viaduct in Millau, or if that's how you pronounce it, I don't know how you pronounce it, but it's basically a humongous structure, massive bridge. I'll put a picture up so you can see it. But it's a massive, massive bridge. It's a beautiful fucking bridge, right? It's really high, massive drop beneath. It's pretty long as well, and I've always had this, since they've built it, I've always had this like bucket list thing that I want to drive over that.
Okay.
And just stop on it and just take a picture, just have a look at the sights. Love that, right? So that's the plan. It's actually on the way to Spain, so that's fine.
Okay.
It's in the south of France. So
that's where I've been for
right, so I would do that. Then I would get into Spain. My first place, I would stay with probably Madrid. I'd stay there. And then I'd just keep going. I'd probably just take a coastal route on the way there to Gibraltar, right? So I'd take the coastal route, see the coast, nice, right? Drive past Mallorca and all that, whatever. Get to Gibraltar. It's not owned, but it's run by the UK. Okay, it's part of the UK. So you're basically, I could actually pack my shit and go there and live there. It's like
with no problem.
It's like going to England. It's literally the same thing because it's part of the UK.
Yeah.
So you can literally just live there and work there and do whatever you want, no problem. Right? No one's going to even question.
I don't even need a visa or anything.
Nothing. It's part of the UK. You can do whatever the fuck you want. There's actually a border between Spain and Gibraltar there.
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, there's a border there, border control. You drive in, they check you, they check your card and all that, everything like that, blah, 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 right? So that's it. And you can just, you're back in the UK. And it actually looks the same, like same number plates, roads are the same.
Oh, cool.
But it's, they drive on the other side of the road.
Aye, same as rest of Spain.
So yeah, but so that's what I would do. Right, stay a few days there, and then come back. But when I come back, I wouldn't go the coastal route. I'd go through the middle of Spain,
Yeah.
so I can see more of Spain. Right?
Obviously.
And then same with France. I'd go the other way, because to go to that bridge I was talking about, you need to go on the right hand side of France.
You
to
should
get
check
to
out
it.
Monaco if you're going down that way.
Might
Because
as
you'll pass
well.
Nice.
Might as well.
You'll pass Nice, and from Nice, you can't. I don't think you can drive to Monaco. I would need to look, but what I was told is you need to train or helicopter to Monaco.
Is that a fucking island?
No, but like, see when you get the train, I'll tell you this, right? So you get on the train,
Right.
for Nice, blah blah blah. The train goes inside a mountain.
Right.
It is one of the most unbelievable things you will ever see.
Right.
The train, you're driving, the train is going forwards, and you're like, where are we going here? Because there's no track. Into the mountain.
Right.
The entire train station is inside the mountain.
That's
It's like James Bond,
That's pretty.
right? So you get out and you're in the mountain. You're like, where are we?
Yeah.
You come out an opening out the mountain
Right.
to just Monaco. It's just yachts
Right.
on this beautiful sea with all these amazing houses. Like you honestly, I can't describe it well enough. Like you generally walk out and it's like you're walking out this dark, sort of dark place. You're in a mountain. So you walk outside and there's this beating sun and you're just like, and
going on?
literally imagine it like levels like Forza Horizon. There's
Yeah.
fucking 2 McLaren P1s flying, doing like racing down because the road is the racetrack.
I know that, yeah.
So literally they're like, and you're like looking at 10 yachts with helicopters on them, and you're like this. Well,
in
like,
Forza.
what the fuck is going on? Like, you know what I mean? And then it's like, welcome drivers, and you're no. So literally, right? So you walk out, you're just like, Jesus, like,
Right,
do you know what I
okay.
mean? What a nice place. Because they don't have petrol stations right on land. Like they have them underground because they don't look nice.
Wow. Okay.
So everyone like, I don't even remember seeing a bin.
Yeah. Okay.
They don't have shit like that. Like it's all
Yeah.
like
yeah.
lovely,
It's all just
pretty.
tucked away in that.
Pretty.
Yeah. Well, that's the plan anyway.
But you should
for-
visit. If you were going
yeah.
past there, I personally would just take the train in. Just
yeah.
walk about for a day and then come back.
I'm planning on going in September.
Okay.
So end of August, September. I'm planning on doing that
My
trip.
birthday. Terrible time.
Terrible time. But I'll do it so that I'm back for your birthday. Don't worry. But yeah. So I'm planning on doing that.
That's
so,
cool.
Take a week or week and a half or whatever, and just going down.
And just see what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Take the 7 Series. So it's gonna be nice and comfy.
Maybe breakdown.
Nah. It's been meticulously looked after, so it should be alright.
By not you. Right.
That's even better. That's even better. But you know what I will do? I will take that. I'm going to take that European AA cover
Absolutely.
in case I fucking do, because that way I'll just pick up wherever I am and get taken straight back home.
Remember I used to have that as well.
I know.
didn't you?
That's why I
Platinum
thought
AA.
about that, and I'm like,
Aye.
I'm going to get that.
Best thing in the universe.
Literally, if touch wood, nothing happens.
Might
but
take
if
you
it
like
does,
2 days to get back, but they will get you back.
I'll get back
Aye.
because
Class.
I'll just nap in the lorry like that, or I'll just sit in the car.
Man, I spoke to you can't sit in the car, you have to sit in the lorry. But I spoke to that many of these AA cunts. Like, I've spoke to them all.
Aye, because you've broke down about a million
Mate.
times.
No, because it took like 6 of them to get me home.
Right.
They're only allowed to go so far.
All right.
They have a radius.
Okay.
So when I broke down south, they're like, right, well, come and get the caddy, whatever, right?
Right.
I'm like, right, cool. First guy comes and gets me, right? He's like, right, need to get you to this petrol station. And it feels like you're on the borders. That's where they go. They're like, I can get you this far. It's 47 miles. I'm like, okay.
Right.
Right, so I'll like jump in and I'm like, yeah, what's happening? Blah, blah, like chatting with him. And he's like, so we get there. So like, it took him 2 hours to get here. We've finally got 47 miles on the truck, pure on the back of the truck and that. Get to like, get one of these like stops that like you would go on if you're going to travel like a long drive. Like,
Yeah.
kind of like, it's a petrol station and a wee shop and all that sort of shit.
A service
They'll-
station.
Service stations. They'll stop you there. They'll drop the car off,
Right.
right? And you'll go, yep, cheers. What's happening? Right? And then and then they'll go, wait here. Your next person will be in contact with you in due course. You're like, all right, no problem.
Due course.
My brother, I've slept for 2 or 3 hours in the car
Really?
that long before someone else comes. Yeah.
Well, at least the 7 Series will be a lot comfier than your car.
So you're like that, right? And then you'll get like go off the phone on loud. Then they go, boop, and they're like, "That's right. We're 20 minutes away, and you're in this service station because they pass the information on."
Right. Okay.
So then they're like, "Right, cool, no bother, mate." right? And I'm like, ah, cool.
Listen, at least you're getting back home.
Bro, this is how I always
And it
think.
doesn't cost
So
you.
it goes into the deep of the night, my brother. Like, it could be like 3 in the morning and
Yeah.
that, and these guys
At
are
least
coming
you've
up.
got the safety. You're not got the stress, like, what am I going to do here?
Nah, because that's the thing. I'm not stressing because I'm like, but what happened with the
Someone's gonna-
caddy was, I think I was 4 people up by this point, and the 5th guy came and he went,
Could he not put you on the truck?
well, he just went, nah, he went, no, because that's the thing. They tell you what truck you need. So they start telling everyone what truck.
Right.
Because like the thing slams, you'll know where to get on the truck.
Yeah.
And they'll go, right, well, cool. We'll bring the flatbed. The one that the thing comes off.
That's right.
So they're like, right. The 5th guy was like this. He was good actually. He was shit hot. I thought he was a bit of a prick at the start, and then it kind of just that way. But it was also 4 in the morning, so I was like,
Everyone's a
fair
prick at
enough.
4 in the
mate.
morning.
He doesn't want to talk.
No.
Like, do you know what I mean? And I was tired as well. But he doesn't. He's like, why am I having to do this job? I could tell. He was like, he said, Ken, what we're going to do? I was like, what's up? He was like,
Drive it all the way.
he's like, nah. He's like, I'm going to put in storage overnight.
Right.
I was like, it's 4 in the morning. He was like, I know. He's like, but you're probably 3 people away from being home.
Oh my God.
And I says, right, okay. And I had someone with me at the time who were in the other car. But I have to travel with the car.
All right.
So it's not like I can just go home.
Right, okay.
So he's like, so here's what we're going to do. We do have a storage facility.
Right.
I says, okay. He's like, we've got them all over the place. See, but we don't like to put them in because it then requires like someone that comes on the day shift at 8 o'clock to take that car and bring it all the way to wherever you are. Anywhere in the UK, they get a long distance haul.
But you still need to stay with it.
Nah.
Or so you can go.
I didn't. So he was like, this is the only way you're going to be able to get him.
Right.
Just in a relatively okay time. And just call it.
You're 3 people away for getting home.
So and I'd already been through like 5 people, right? So I'm like, okay.
You were only down south?
Yeah, but they can only go like 60 miles. So if you're like 350 miles doing,
Fucking hell.
takes you ages,
It
man.
only takes what?
I
It only
know.
takes about 5 hours to get
I know, but
from down
because
south.
you've got the white hours in the middle and you're waiting, like maybe it's 2 hours at each service station for the next person.
Right.
Then they're putting on the truck. Then they're taking you 50, 60 miles in a truck.
Right, but even if it... Oh, right, okay.
In a truck.
In a truck.
So you're 50 mile an hour. Then they pull up the next service station, drop you off, do the wee thing because they have to do a check every single
Yeah.
time. When you've seen 9 of them, you're like, right, it's fine. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we've been through this.
Yeah.
But he was like, I'll take it to storage now.
Right.
I'll call it in, I'm taking it to storage. And a guy will drive it up in the morning. I says, okay, cool. I was like, thanks. Appreciate that. He was like, no problem. He's like, you want to go home? And I want to go home. And I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
We do. Like, and the guy was like, and I was like this, do you know what? I thought you were a wee bit of a prick, but actually you're alright. And the guy was like this, it's 4 in the morning.
For me.
I was like this, I was like, that's the voices, because it's the 4 in the morning voice. It was like,
Yeah.
4 in the morning. And I was like this, fair.
Nobody wants
Like, I was like
this time.
Optimus Prime. I was like, it's fair, fair. Right? And then he was like this, he was like, right, you get yourself up the road, he's like, I'll take it to storage. Mate, whoever was, I can't remember, but went up, like, drove up, like, I actually slept in the car, I was fucked by this point. Drove up, home, went to my bed, woke up at 11:30, 12, and I had a text message saying your car will arrive at 10 or something, like 110 or 109 or something like that. And I was like, class. Literally, bro.
Couple hours, cars here.
Literally, bro. From when I woke up, it was under an hour away. And I was like, this, perfect. I just pulled up outside. And he actually put it into the street, and then I gave him a wee hand, and he helped me push it into the drive. And he was like this. He's like, you've actually done me a favour, because normally I have to go and pick up all these clowns. He's like he was like, but I just got a long haul drive a day, more money.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Long haul's much better.
he's like, I don't have to do, because you sometimes get set up for long haul. He was like, it was good. I came in, I didn't know what I was getting this morning, and thought it was some shite. And he was like, then I had to go and pick your car up for the storage and just drive it the whole way up. He was like, class. Did about 5 hours of his shift, mate.
Yeah.
And he was like, that's brilliant. And the best thing is, I've got to drive back doing it. My
Aye.
shift's basically finished. I was like, you're welcome. See you, mate. Right. And he's like, done the wee check, and he's like, right, see you later. I was
Sorry.
like, no bother, big man.
Aye.
Away.
Class.
They're class, bro. They're class.
Honestly, I hope it doesn't happen, but if it does, at least I know I've got that cover, and I'll
Mate.
get home safe, and car's fine and all that.
It's because they insure you.
Yeah,
They don't. It's the AA cover covers you, not the car.
yeah.
So
Because I remember you were saying
aye, so whatever car I'm in,
it will get
it's covered. So like
it's even your car. So I remember we were saying
when we were down south, and remember like I used to sit in you guys like any of you guys' cars, and I used to be like, don't worry about it, because if like we break down, like they'll pick me up, which includes everyone in the car and the car.
Yeah. See, when we used to drive down south, right, and you were in my car, I used to feel so relaxed because I was like,
I know
if anything happens,
it's fine.
this guy is gonna get.
Aye, because all I had to do was literally just pull my A card out and go, yo, like fucked. Literally, I used them so many times, mate. I used them hundreds of times.
Right.
Like it was actually probably the most beneficial cover I've ever had.
Yeah.
Because it was actually my dad.
It's not that expensive. It's not that expensive either.
It's not extortionate. I think it was like we had a family one, and it was like 150, 180 quid a year or something.
Right.
For all four of us.
That's not bad for a year.
So like originally, Dad was like we're not fucking using this. But then when I started breaking down all the time, with all this nonsense crap I was driving like down south and all that. That's why I said to him, I says, actually, Dad, it's incredibly beneficial because like I have not had to pay one
Only
recovery.
For you, though.
I've had to pay not one recovery yet.
Right.
Like because actually, when you worked it out,
you would have been fucking thousands.
With the amount of times that I'd had to use it, and the amount of miles I had to recoveries, mate, I would generally be like 10 grand, like thousands of pounds because I'm breaking down and I just having to get picked up all the way back up on that long haul nightmare.
Well, hopefully it doesn't come to it, but yeah, the trip is planned.
I would get it.
I will. No, I will get it. 100% will get it. Mate, I'd get it going down south to England. Never mind going to Europe.
It's the best thing ever.
I will definitely be getting it.
Because I never drive, I don't really need it now.
Yeah.
Dad got rid of it. Because like he just got rid of it. He was like, we're not paying this anymore.
Yeah.
But actually, because like I don't know if anyone knows in here, but I hate driving. So
He hates driving.
I would actively like to not drive.
He actively gives me his car keys when we need to take his car somewhere.
Which is basically never. But if we do have to take my car,
yeah, he gives me the keys.
I would rather he just drove.
Because he's like, you drive because I cannot be fucked driving.
Yeah, I hate driving.
Literally.
So like for me, actively now, I don't really need the cover.
No.
It's very rare. Like I'll drive due south.
You don't go anywhere, so it's like.
Well, like if I'm driving, it's all within 50 miles of where I stay.
Yeah.
So like. If we were driving due south or doing something like that, I wouldn't be driving.
Yeah, it'll be something.
I'd actually actively not go.
Yeah.
If I had to drive.
Avoid it.
I wouldn't go. I would have to passenger in someone's car. I like to sleep. Don't want to drive.
Yeah.
Don't want to drive.
Well, guys, thank you for watching today.
I know. Appreciate this.
We've spiraled.
We spiraled crazily because we actually had other things to talk about.
Yeah, we actually had a lot of other stuff to talk about. But it just gives us shit to talk about in the next one, so that's fine.
Yeah, I like these ones sometimes. We just get a big talk about shit.
You spiral and you just talk shit. It's class.
I liked it. No, thank you guys for watching.
I hope you enjoyed. I hope you, if you have any suggestions for my trip down to Spain and all that, and if you have any places that that are cool and recommend to see on the way down there.
And people need to be sending games for Christmas.
Games as well, yeah, let us know. I need to actually put up on Instagram about that. I forgot.
Yes, do. I've thought of one or two.
Good, yeah. So, but yeah, thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next week, guys.